find us while you were doing your thing.
Do you want disco or 80s?
Whatever you're feeling is fine with me. There we are. I found us. So I don't know if anybody is on with us yet, but we are here. It's Wednesday, and it is the Neil Adams Show. And hello, Terry. Hello, Ford. How are you? Z just went to go get water. And we're loading up the show for tonight. Another Neil Adams Show in the middle of the week. And I will say that Zia is much better. We got Zia to an allergist, and now she's not sneezing and blowing her nose all the time, and her eyes aren't falling out. But I have been in the art drawers for the last 2 days, so now I'm snotty. So I will be the one blowing their nose tonight during the show. But at least Zia is now better.
I am here.
So I was just telling them that we fixed your nose, and now my nose doesn't work. So
That is true.
So I apologize ahead to everyone that I am snotting. So during the show. So anyway, we're going to see how many people come on tonight, and then we'll start moving the show along. We usually give everybody like 10 or 15 minutes to come on with us, get settled in for the night, and then we start. And we do have a couple of new pieces in. We had a couple of new pieces in from last Friday, which was last Friday night show. And I see Zia's got her cup of M&Ms.
I have my snackies.
She's ready to go. And Zia just posted a Green Lantern. Right,
Yep.
Green Lantern that she's busy coloring. Just got posted. Everybody seems to be loving it. And the person who bought one of those recreation panels got a side piece colored and was very, very happy with that. So we say thank you to those people who get coloring done, not on the originals, where we make a print. And he was very, very happy with what he got.
Yep.
So,
Boy, am I glad.
most people get their packages and never say anything. Usually we know you got your art because we see it up because people will post it. But actually, this person actually wrote us a really nice note. And Sarah just came on and said, Happy Wednesday.
Hi, Sarah. Your and Andrea's packages are sitting waiting to be picked up.
Yeah,
I had them ready Tuesday, but
we schedule every day, and the guy has not come by yet to pick them. I even forgot about that.
no.
I'll have to schedule before we go tonight. I'm
Oh,
gonna make a
Jim
note.
Hackett.
Schedule pickup again. All right, I wrote that down. Sarah says no problem. Jim Hackett says hi. Hi, Jim Hackett. How are you? So we'll see how many other people come on tonight.
I have a total of 5 between
Yes.
YouTube and Facebook.
Yep.
I've got 2 on Instagram. And Josh joined us. Hey, Josh. Well, that's a rarity. For those of you on Instagram, the WW Josh D, who joined us, that's our little brother Josh.
He's not so little though.
I mean, not so little, but he'll always be the Buddha.
He is a guy now.
Josh is very zen. That's why I always refer to him as the Buddha baby. Because he was always very zen.
Mm-hmm. So Jim says he's fine. Michael DeSantis just came on. So once again, we're just waiting for the load up a little bit here.
Hello, Bertman. Yeah, see, Josh has been posting some sketch drawings, digital sketch drawings.
Yeah. He likes doing that.
I still have to work out that program on the iPad, though. It's making me crazy. It's not as intuitive as Adobe is.
He's used to like it because he does a lot of pieces where he does have fast animation stuff to it. So I also want to say that the Krusty Bunker out in LA is going to have big sales this weekend for Father's Day. It's also Neil's birthday, so we're having a big Neil sale out in LA at the Krusty Bunker this weekend. So if you're out in Burbank, California, or Los Angeles area, definitely stop by the bunker this weekend because everything is on sale there. So we are still with the same amount of people. So we'll just roll it out slowly.
No, Josh says I use Clip Studio on desktop, much more like Adobe, and can also do time-lapse recording. Oh, okay.
You thought he was using the Procreate?
Yeah. Because I feel like everybody's using Procreate. And they do make some really sweet brushes for Procreate, but I can't figure out how to use the damn thing. And you know it's bad if I can't learn how to do it.
I guess.
Well, I'm not saying can't. I'm struggling with it.
You're struggling with it.
I'm struggling with it.
Which for you to struggle with a program is not the use. Usually,
yeah. Josh is saying I can't get used to Procreate either. I don't feel so bad now.
Well, who is it that does work with it? Amongst close people. Okay, rest my case. It's a weird one.
I just keep seeing these great demos.
I understand. Maybe we just see good demos and it's not being used by people.
Oh, Max Collectibles says, "Hi guys, message you about some Rocketeer books. Wondering if you had the chance to look into this. Thanks."
In that you're asking about comic books, I did look into that, and we do not have any out in LA, and we don't really sell comic books here in New York. So I did check out with the Krusty Bunker, and we do not have any of the Neil Adams, Dave Stevens Rocketeer comic that we did. I think we have one copy, which is just our copy that we keep in the art drawers with the.
We hide in the vault of
hide and usually steal the
our last copies of anything.
Right, exactly. Okay.
He says, "Thank you much. That book is underrated." Thank you.
It is underrated. It's actually a very nice book. I think Neil did a great job. Matter of fact, because I was in the art drawers, I actually came across some copies of the pages, and I was like, "Oh, these are really nice." So, anyway, all right. So, I mean, we can kind of start with Prince and just see how many more people join in with us. If it ends up being a Wednesday night where not too many people are on with us, we may just wait till Friday night. So we'll see how this goes. So we'll start with some Prince. And if anybody has any questions from if you were watching last week that you want to know an answer to or something like that, now's the time to say something because now it's quiet.
All right, Lost Cause. The Batman Challenge of the Man-Bat that you're seeing on screen, that's a facsimile. And the reason it has the $600 price tag on it is because it has an original remark on it by Neil.
Right, which we can go right
So it's
there.
not a first printing.
No.
But we don't have a grade on it because we're not CGC certified. I will zoom in on it for you.
We're all over the place tonight.
We are.
Okay, so I will pull up the, we have this one too, so we might as well pull this one up as well. So both of these are facsimile editions, meaning that they reprinted them recently, and they are from the original printing, but these are facsimile editions. And what Neil did on these, basically, well, they're not that new because they've been around and Neil has been now gone for 2 years. But they have, one has a Man-Bat remark on it, the other one has a Batman remark on it. The amazing thing about the Batman remark is Batman, actually Neil colored it, where usually when Neil does a remark, he doesn't color it. So the Batman remark is colored by Neil and obviously drawn by Neil, and it's a really good size. I mean, you're seeing the actual size of the Batman right there on screen. The Man-Bat he did in a silver marker. It is not colored, but it is a very cool Man-Bat, and there are very few Man-Bats out there. And once again, it's a large remark. So both of these, I think both of these are $600 each to buy. They do fall into original art, so if you wanted to do a payment plan, we ask for a third down as your down deposit, and then you can pay it off in chunks monthly till it is paid off, and then we ship it out to you. There is no interest or penalties.
Okay, see you later, Josh. It was nice to have you visit.
So these are the two remark that are done on the Batman Man-Bat comic. But again, they are facsimile edition. I don't know if Neil would do a remark on an old one.
No.
So
You can keep the tissues by you.
I'm okay.
You want the trash can?
No, I'm good. I shouldn't be that. Shouldn't be that bad, see.
All right.
So, okay. So once again, we're looking at facsimile editions of Batman, Robin, the Man-Bat cover, and what we're looking at is a remark of Batman in color by Neil. So it's pencil ink color, obviously, to do that remark. And then on Man-Bat, which I'm probably going the opposite direction of the character, Man-Bat is done in a silver marker.
Actually, if
Sharpie.
you could rotate the one on your left this way. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, good. That took the glare off.
Okay, each one of these is $600 a piece. Hello, Michael Kirby. How are you? And Paul Hoffman. So for those people who have come on that might be new to the show, you can talk to us through the comment bars. And if you are interested in claiming a piece for yourself, do that through the comment bar. We will recognize and see that you're interested in claiming something. We literally stop the show in joy, and then we'll ask you to direct message us your more private information, which would be your name, the address of where we're shipping to, and an email address. And then we will send you a PayPal invoice in the morning because we get out of here usually pretty late. So we do the invoicing for tonight, tomorrow morning. And that'll also come through your direct message. So it's quite easy to do, and a lot of people have bought a ton of work of Neil's through either using the payment plan or just buying. So anything that is art work related can be put on the payment plan. Anything like a print that does not have artwork on it can't be put on the payment plan.
And
So
boy, we sure do love it when you guys share us.
that's right.
That's fun.
Sharing is caring. So if you can share us out there, that would be great.
Funky Cold Medina just joined us. Hi, Gustavo.
And Gustavo with his hola is on with us. Okay, so I'm going to move on here with my remarks. Those are really nice remarks at actually a pretty good price for Neil Adams. I'm just going to leave this up over here. And
C. Dollins, depends on what you're asking about. The stuff on the table right now is original art. And the 2 comics that Chris just put aside are facsimile comics with remarks on them. But Chris is going to start showing prints now.
right, I'm going to do some prints tonight, and then I'm going to move over to original art, and maybe we'll get over to CGCs. But I figure I'll start with prints because we haven't done prints in like 2 or 3 shows now.
Okay, can you turn your plastic so we can use the glare?
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's
Alright.
my first print there, baby.
And it fainted.
It fainted on me. Okay. So do you feel like it has to be further up?
Yeah.
Upright? Ooh. Okay. How's that?
Move these guys a little closer together. Maybe that'll help.
Mm.
Yeah, somehow it's
It's
good
bad
on
on the top.
Instagram. It's not so good on Facebook. I'm just going to move the camera a little bit. Sorry, guys, for all the jiggling. All right, you're good.
Okay. So my first print of the night is this lovely Green Lantern print. This was done as a Comic-Con poster. I believe it was New York Comic-Con. The size of this is 13 by 19. It does have a Neal Adams signature on it, and we sell this for $100. So since this is not artwork and it's a print, this would not go on the payment plan. So again, it's 13 by 19 in size. It does have an original Neal Adams signature on the bottom there, and it is $100 to buy this print. And this print has obviously a lot of the Green Lanterns. I'm not going to say all of them because
It's a bunch of them, though.
it's a bunch of them.
It's a good handful.
Right. And a lot of them that Neal had worked on. Obviously, you know, John Stewart is there, Hal Jordan is there.
Kilowog.
Right, the 2 that Neal is most known for are definitely on there. So it's a nice piece if you were a Green Lantern lover. This is a really nice piece. Okay, so that is one print. You know what? I didn't set up my table. Somehow, last show we did, I set up really well. Okay, this is a favorite. And this may be my last and only signed one by Neal. Again, this is 13 by 19. It is Marvel versus DC with Atomic Mouse in the middle. And we sell this for $100. And this one is signed by Neal. And like I said, I believe this is the last one I have. And then we would have it, but it would not have Neal's signature on it. Because we're really coming down to a lot of the end of Neal's signatures on prints here.
Mm-hmm.
So $100, Marvel versus DC. I love the little flying Hulk. And as Z and I always say,
The Adams Mouse.
it has Adam's Mouse, and that's not Atomic Mouse.
Right.
And it's a great piece. A lot of people love this piece. So, and that is $100, if I didn't say that. I haven't gotten into my roll yet. So. Okay, next up is the Detective 1000. This is one of the variant covers we did for Continuity. And this one is signed by Neal. This is the villain cover. It is 13 by 19. I wonder if we turn off this light above us, would it? I just feel like everything's bleached out. Or it's my cataracts.
No, it is.
Actually, that looks a little better.
It's awfully dark now.
Well,
How does it look on the screen?
Look in the camera. Oh, now it's dark. Yeah, it's too dark. All right.
Was the other one better?
Hold on, because it takes a while
Yeah.
for the camera to shift. It's still a little dark. Yeah. Nope, lights are good. Okay. So again, Batman villain, 13 by 19. It is signed at the bottom. by Neil. And this was a variant for Detective 1000, and the cost on this is, or the price on this is $100 to buy. Detective 1000 villains. Okay. Next one I have is Neil's Superman stamp. Every once in a while, DC seems to do stamps with the post office. They did Green Lantern stamps with US stamps. They seem to have done Superman with Canadian stamps. So the stamp in the middle, the stamps are loose on a sheet at the bottom, and then they did a print to commemorate the piece. So the print is signed and the stamp piece is signed. The middle stamp is Neil's stamp. It can be used in Canada for mailing. And like I said, this has 2 Neil Adams signatures on it, and this is $300 to buy.
Hey there, Scott. Scott Dunbar has joined us.
Yeah.
He's been visiting us quite often lately. I wonder why. Could it be the book that's coming out?
Could be.
Could be.
So it is $300 to buy the Superman stamp that is based on Neil. Well, it is Neil's. So
He sent us a
$300 for Superman. All right. Another favorite. And this is signed. And again, I think we're coming down to the last of these. Signed by Neil. This is signed by Neil in silver. So kind of you have to get the lights reflecting correctly. It's right above the red banner. And this is the 251 cover that everybody loves. The size of this is 13 by 19.
We can't show it off. It's not finished. I still have a little airbrushing and painting to do.
Oh, you're talking about Gustavo?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gustavo just wrote, please show off Zia's gorgeous colored Green Lantern profile piece. So right now it's still being worked on.
Yeah.
So we're not.
I just have to, since the paper is yellow, and I want the glow behind them to be really bright, so I want to airbrush a little white back there. And then I need the stars, and I need a little white paint in the hair to show
Right.
flecks of hair in the back.
She's actually working on 2 pieces. She's got a Green Lantern head that's very lit, quite white behind the head. And then she has an angry Batman head that she's also working on. So,
You know, that did the piece where he just sort of did the front part of the body, and he didn't do the back part. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to use that as an excuse to do like a super bright light in the back.
correct. Okay, so once again, 13 by 19, 251 print. This is on that good Giclée paper that everybody loves, where the color sits on the paper really nicely. It is a signed piece by Neil. And then if you want a newer rendition of that, except in reverse, we have a Joker #1 print, which is signed over the red box by Neil. Again, 13 by 19. So this is Neil taking the 2 characters and putting them in switched positions on this one. And this was a cover for a retailer, which I think was State of Comics, if I remember right.
Yes.
So once again, 13 by 19 is the size. It is $100 to buy. Joker #1 print. Next one up is an Amazing Spider-Man #1. Again, this was a variant cover. Neil was doing a lot of variant covers for both DC and Marvel. because they usually have a person connected with the comic do the normal cover.
Sarah wants to know if we have any more of the Joker books signed by Neil.
I'm sure we do, Sarah. I can probably look into that and get back to you.
Actually, Sarah, I know you were also looking for another book to sort of complete a collection, but I can't remember what it was. So if you just like DM us what you're looking for, and we can check our stores to see if we have what you're missing.
Right. I'm sure up here at Continuity we probably have a Joker #1 signed book by Neil.
I just remember there was something else she was looking for.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
Okay, well, I wrote it down with schedule a pickup.
She said, "Will do."
Okay, so I have the Amazing Spider-Man. Now, the cool thing about this piece is that Neil, I think, did 2 Spider-Man covers in his lifetime. There's this one, and I'm sorry, the one where Spider-Man is a hockey player.
Yeah.
And Neil rarely did Spider-Man, so this is one of the few places where he actually did a cover of Spider-Man. Are you looking for any of the others? Okay. Any other of the covers? Gotcha.
If we don't find any here, I'll check my personal stores because I think I got like 5 copies of each when we first printed them.
Okay, so the Amazing Spider-Man is 100 to buy, 13 by 19 is the size. And again, signed by Neil. All right, I'm going to do prints for a little while just because I'm waiting to see if people come on. I know that the month of June is the ending of a lot of stuff for a lot of different families, so I know everybody's kind of busy.
And we get 8 on Facebook, 2 on YouTube,
Right.
and a fluctuating 4 or 5 on Instagram.
Yeah,
Ooh, Ghost Rider. I like this one.
yeah. Lots
But then Flames.
lots of sports out there right now, in college and graduations and weddings and all kinds of stuff happens this month. Okay, so what we're looking at here is Ghost Rider. So this is probably the only Ghost Rider cover that Neil did. Again, it's a variant. It was for Ghost Rider #1 when they were resetting Ghost Rider over at Marvel. This is a signed print by Neil of that cover, and the size again, 13 by 19, $100 is the price for the Ghost Rider print. Okay, moving along here. All right, we have next up is now what's interesting is DC has just announced they are doing a facsimile edition of the Superman versus Muhammad Ali comic book in the treasury size, the big size. So I know I'm really excited about it. It's been a long time since I've seen that comic as a comic. And they are using the original coloring. So it's again, it's a facsimile edition. Nothing is changing. So what's cool is this is Neil got hired to do Harley Quinn's Little Black Notebook, and it was a joke, homage. Thank you. Homage to the Superman versus Muhammad Ali, but what wasn't really a homage? It was making fun of, in a way. It was kind of like a joke of the Superman Ali.
A little bit of both.
It's not exactly the same.
No, but there's major similarities. So
Yes.
I would say homage-ish.
Okay, homage-ish. Where Neil did an issue of Harley Quinn and Superman, and they duke it out, and it has a lot of pages that are very similar in that if you look at the spread of underneath the train in What are you doing?
Well, there's a fruit fly, but then I saw Sarah wrote.
Anyway, so if you look at the spread that was done in the Superman versus Muhammad Ali original job, where Neil drew the L train, above, and then you have the vegetable fruit stand with all the people there and the
But
tub
the
of
layouts of the pages were just about the same.
Yes.
There were a couple of like that workout spread,
yes,
and that's a bit different. But a lot of the layouts were
a lot of the layouts
spot
are the
on.
same. And then Neil did in the Harley Quinn Superman story, he did it as Coney Island, which is where Neil grew up, which is kind of interesting. And if you look closely, the same people, like the guy with the tattoo, the black woman, a lot of the people that are actually in the Superman versus Muhammad Ali book spread are the same people that are in the water at Coney Island.
And in the same
Which
position.
I don't know if anybody
Relatively.
picked it up.
No, there's some that picked it
There's
up. I
some
don't know
people
if
that picked it
everybody
up.
picked it up, but I think anybody who had the original Superman versus Muhammad Ali picked that up.
Right. So
And Sarah says the Ali book will also have a sketch cover version. Zia will go insane if she zombies it. Actually, Chris and I were discussing that the other day.
yeah, we were coming up with things she could
I think
do.
I've got like 5 different ideas for sketch covers for that. But I did tell Chris, I said, look, if I do decide to do a recreation of the Superman Muhammad Ali cover, I'm only doing the front cover. I am not doing a wraparound unless you have like $1 million. I'll do it because even Dad wouldn't want to do it a second time.
So anyway,
But then it would be fun to like Dad did with the family, put the family in. I could do like little voodoo versions of us all.
Thank
in
you,
there.
Zia. I want to be voodooized. I have
You
been
do. You
voodooized.
got
I have been voodooized.
Yeah.
So that is true.
and you love that drawing.
Yes, I do love that drawing. You were right. Okay, so back to what we are doing. This is the
Sorry.
Harley Quinn Superman cover variant that Neil did for, again, Harley Quinn's Little Black Notebook. Number 5 is the issue that Neil did. That is a spoof. That was the word I was looking
Spoof.
for.
Oh, okay.
Spoof of the Superman versus Muhammad Ali comic. And like Zia said, a lot of similarities between the two. You'll find same peoples floating around and stuff like that. Oh.
And she punches out the same alien.
Yeah. Okay. Next up is Flash. Now this Flash cover is one of the 27 covers that Neil did in a month, which is what we were doing was actually looking for inkers for Neil. We wanted to try out new people, and in the 27 covers that we did, what happened was it spread out there, and then a lot of people were like, oh, I would love to have the chance
Everybody wanted to be on
ink
the
Neil.
list.
And then, of course, we did ask some people, like, would you be interested in inking? Just because we were curious as to what it would look like. So it actually became a very fun project, I think, for both sides.
All right, here's a big question.
Yes.
Was there anybody that we asked that said no?
Not that I'm aware of.
I didn't think so.
So, I mean, you'd have to ask the DC editors. From our side, no. But I don't know about DC's side, so. I would think if anyone said no, it was purely
Out
because
of
they
fear.
were tied up on a deadline. So anyway, so this Flash cover Neil did, and we decided that we wanted to play with Frank Miller, and we've known Frank from day one of Frank in a way, and
We
but
knew
yeah,
Frank Miller before Frank Miller was Frank Miller.
that is true. Well, I think Frank Miller was always Frank Miller. But in any case, as long as we've known Frank, we've never actually crossed paths with Frank. We've never worked with Frank.
Right.
Neil and Frank were very tight, and they had lots of communications between them and a lot of respect for one another. But they never worked with each other. And there was a point where we were thinking of having, I don't remember what it was, whether I think Frank was going to write something and then Dad was going to draw it. But it ended up never happening. So what we did do is we asked Frank if he would be interested in inking one of the 27 covers he said he would love to. And this is Frank's inks on top of Neil's pencils. It is signed by Neil. And the size of this, again, is 13 by 19. And it is $100 to buy. Snots.
If I do a Voodoo Dolly cover,
Yes.
I'm gonna have to put like a Voodoo Dolly. I have to throw her in there somewhere.
Okay.
I love Dolly Parton. She makes me
Oh,
happy.
I see what you're saying. A Dolly Parton is what you want in there.
She makes me happy.
Okay. Okay, next up is 13 by 19. This is Ninja Turtles. Now, the story on this one was, one, I thought Neil was going to kill me when I picked up a Ninja Turtle cover for him because it just seemed like not
Dad's not gonna want to do it.
like what he would want to do. So, but he like took it and was like, "Nope, I'm good, Chris." He went into Pete. He asked for some Rosetta reference. Pete set him up. Neil went away over a weekend and came in Monday morning with a painted cover.
And we thought he was just gonna pencil it.
That looks a lot like this piece. And we were like, "You painted a Ninja Turtle cover?" And he's like, "Yeah, I had a really good time."
Never turn your back on Neil.
Right, exactly. So this is 13 by 19. This comes from the painting. It is signed in green because it's Ninja Turtles, which Neil thought that would be nice to do in green.
It's fun.
So it is a signed piece by Neil. It is 13 by 19. It was the Batman Ninja Turtle crossover between IDW and DC Comics, obviously. So 1 in a million chance that you would ever get a painted, illustrated Ninja Turtle Batman painting by Neil. That this is what he would choose to do a painting. I would not have bet on this one.
Yep.
So this is an interesting piece in that respect. So $100, 13 by 19 is the size.
But I never would have thought he would have done a My Little Ponies or a Pikachu. So you can.
Well, but
One
that
never
was
knows. What
That was
Dad
more
would have.
driven by conventions. You know, that I understand. This was like him doing comics, so I was really kind of surprised that he did do.
Broke out the brushes and paint.
Yeah, exactly. Skip this one. Okay, I hear rumor that it is Superman Day, so I'm going to throw this out there. So this is 13 by 19. This is actually a redo of Neil's famous cover, which we see actually on the coffee bag up on the back shelf. Is the original one that Neil did. This one is a newer one that Neil did.
It's been
In
modernized.
his mind, he's made it better.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people may feel differently, and that's okay to feel differently. This is 13 by 19. It is $100 to buy. And this is a signed piece by Neil. Those are clogged. Okay. So my last print is really not like a print per se.
Oh, the one you have to hold.
Yeah, this one I have to hold because this one has a larger bottom to it. And it's larger than 13 by 19. I think this ends up being
It's 13 by
22,
21.
21? Okay. So this is a gorgeous giclée. Actually, I can take it out of plastic. You want it out of plastic?
Well, it probably would help both of us, but that's up to you.
Okay. Here we go. This is a piece to own. Like out of everything I've shown, I think one, this is a great price. Two, it's a really nice print giclée. And it has original art at the bottom. So this is a gorgeous piece that Neil did at the
That
top.
real quick.
Giclée. It does have a deckled edge, which is that kind of torn looking edge, which I guess is
A thing.
special.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Well, this is a gorgeous piece, this giclée. And then when you get to the bottom, what we designed was enough paper at the bottom for Neil to do an actual original Batman on the bottom. So that is a pen and ink drawing by Neil. Signature is definitely Neil. It does say 40 of
100.
100. And I can tell you that at least 10 of these got destroyed when we had the flood downstairs. This one just was in our drawers and was not where the other ones were that got hit by water. So this is the only one I have. We sell this for $700. And like I said, it's not like there were 100 of these done. I can tell you for sure that 100 of these were not done. You'd be lucky if there's 30 of these out there. So, because we usually keep the first couple of numbers for ourselves, and then, like I said, at least 10 of them died in a water thing. These were actually done for a convention that we went to in Europe. Sorry, guys. And this is...
Was that the Italian one?
I think so. The Lake Como. I might be wrong on that, so don't quote me on that. This is $700 to buy.
And Field says, amazing.
But like I said, the reason why it is $700 is because the bottom part where Batman is an original Batman head drawing.
And as far as we're aware of, this is the last one.
This, I'm 100% sure this is the last one. So, because I think if I found another one, I might want one.
I'm keeping it for myself.
But I'm not seeing any more of these. So not with the drawing. I've seen it without the drawing, but not with the drawing. So this will get snapped up, guys. Don't sit too long on this one. It is $700 to buy. And as I always say, if you're catching the show and we're off the air, you can always direct message us and we will get back to you, usually pretty swiftly. And what we'll do is we'll just pull it to the side till we settle whatever it is that you're after. So, okay. So I think that's going to be it on prints. So is there any print, before I move on to another section here, that anybody wants to see again? Because it's just easier to do it when they're not underneath
A pile of
artwork,
stuff.
a pile of stuff. Wait a minute for people. I'm going to suck my nose up and drink some water. You can't sing anything over there because
No, I'm
you're-
just saying, I
This-
have a possible solution for you, and you just
I
refuse
don't
to
want
use
to
it.
use your nose spray.
I know you don't.
It'll go away.
Okay.
So
I know how it feels, and I hate that feeling of not being able to breathe through my nose. I get claustrophobic. You obviously don't.
I don't. It's called too many years of bronchitis, and allergies, and pneumonia, and stuff like that.
Are you folks out of New York? We are in New York. Yes. We are broadcasting from New York.
Yes. Born and bred here.
Our parents swam back upstream, spawned us.
Upstream.
Yeah, you have to go upstream to spawn. You go downstream to go live.
But they went
And then when it's
upstream, what,
spawning time,
from
you come-
Florida to New York City.
No, from downtown Manhattan to the Bronx.
Oh, okay.
That's upstream. I
That
think.
is upstream. You are correct. Okay, so my first piece of art tonight. Now
Freaking gorgeous.
This is where I will say, if you're on Instagram, if you want to jump over to Neil Adams Comic Artist on Facebook, or if you want to go on YouTube to NeilAdams.com, but the dot is not a period, it's a DOT dot. So it's NeilAdams.com. Then you can see these great pan and scans of the original art, which brings you in and you see every line a lot better than you do with the camera across the table.
And ooh, it's so pretty.
So I highly recommend switching over and not being on Instagram if you can. So what we're looking at is a Superman, or I would say a Clark Kent moving into Superman. The transition is happening. This is a pen and ink by Neil. The color work on this is Zia. The background is completely color by Zia.
Yep, it was blank when I got it. And hello, Yevgeny.
This is $2,600 to buy. And it's a super pretty piece.
It is a pretty piece.
One of the nicer Superman pieces I've seen. So $2,600 for this Superman. This can go on the payment plan because now we are into artwork. Oh, and also that Giclée with the original art at the bottom also can go into the payment plan because it does have artwork.
And also just to mention, since this piece, the Clark Kent Superman piece, is not signed by Neil, it will come with a certificate of authenticity.
I didn't even notice it wasn't the same piece. Right. So what Z is talking about is we fill out a certificate of authenticity. It comes with the rainbow Neil Adams signature, and we put that on it, and we say that it is a pen and ink original by Neil Adams.
Chris, did you ever go with Dad to St. Louis?
I don't think I've been in St. Louis.
Okay, Yevgeny, I think you meet. That was Maryland. You probably saw. But yeah, I'm glad that it's a great memory for you to meet Dad.
Right.
I love hearing stories about.
That would have been Marilyn, who is Neil's wife.
Yep.
And I'm Chris, Neil's oldest daughter.
And I'm Zia, Neil's youngest daughter.
Right.
And there's 3 boys that come along with us too. It's Joel, Jason, and Josh.
Okay, $2,600 on Superman. All right, I have this cool Wolverine head here, which is a pen and ink by Neil. And this was used for the framing that went with a trading card that Neil did of Wolverine. And this is $600 to buy. Nice head size, headshot. And the size. Did I not bring my tape measure after pulling it?
Do you want me to go grab it?
I could go get it. I'm easier.
Okay, so I will
Yep, I did.
show another scan of him on the Wolverine head. You'll notice he's got bigger canines than he usually does.
Dad and I started Wolverine with big canines. That's because Dad has big canines.
And Kneesbleed, I'm sorry, we don't have people come on with us.
I would say that the size of this, he's probably about 7.5 by 5, 5.5. So that's about the size he is on the piece of paper, for those who want to know that. And he is, what is this? $600. $600 to buy. Pen and ink Wolverine. And this is probably at this point, I bet you it's close to 10 years old, 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. So it's becoming a little vintagey, like a fine wine. it has grown its vintageness. All right, this is
Testing out your
Batman.
balancing skills there, huh?
Yeah, I'm glad I caught it. 'Cause all the prints just slid.
Oh, well, they're slippery little fish.
Yeah, they're like fish, so they move. So if you can talk about Batman Who Laughs for a minute.
Okay, so this is it's on 8.5 by 11 paper. This is the Batman Who Laughs, who Dad actually considered a fascinating looking character, and could not resist giving him a go. Although we're all like, how does he see? And then you have to remember, oh yeah, it's comic books.
Well, we actually got asked to draw this. And then Dad did a couple. So
Yeah, but Dad, unless he's being paid good money, Dad never drew anything he didn't want to.
So $500 for the Batman Who Laughs head sketch. And what people are doing is kind of like how you guys have seen our commercial work done, where we would save Neil's black and white work, and then we would make a print of it and color print, because a lot of changes happen more in color sometimes than they do in the black and white. And instead of having to patch stuff, we would then just recolor a piece, because that was easier to do. So what we're doing for some people is they've asked us to keep this pristine pen and ink of Neil, and then Zia makes a copy, and then that copy is what we're coloring. It was exactly what we did on that Green Lantern head. Yep. That we just posted up, that everybody is seeing and liking.
And the Wonder Woman that came before that.
Right, exactly. So that's a way to do it, where you get your pristine and then you get your color. So you don't have to color and upset the apple cart of pen and ink of Neil. So this is $500 Batman Who Laughs. It's on 8.5 by 11 paper, and he is $500 to buy. Go this way. I'm going to go to this I found today. This is a Robin the Boy Wonder. Now this is a layout. It is 5 by 7. And this was for a cover design. And the price on this is $600 to buy. And I don't remember if this was signed.
No, it is not.
It is not signed, so this would get a certificate of authenticity that would go along with it. So this is what Neil will do 3 or 4 layouts like this that we submit into DC to their editorial. Then they'll generally pick one of them. Sometimes Neil would only do 2 if he felt that he really nailed the cover he really wanted to do. So this is one of those type of layouts. Again, the size of this is 5 by 7. It was for Robin the Boy Wonder. It does have Batman. Robin, this is what a layout of Neil's would look like. He generally would do these in pen. Occasionally he does it in pencil, but I would say more of them were done in pen in a way than they were in pencil.
Yeah, the thumbnails.
Yeah. And the price on this is $600 to buy. It would get a free certificate of authenticity to go with it, stating that it is an original Neil Adams prelim layout for Robin the Boy Wonder. Okay, I'm going to do this one. So Z is going to pull up
Yep.
the pan and scan of this one. Like I said, if you go over to Facebook or YouTube, it's Neil Adams Comic Artist on Facebook. Then you can see the pan and scans of these.
I think I got the right one.
Now the size of this is 11 by 14. This is a tight pencil that Neil would ink sometimes on another piece of paper. It is Batman and Robin, obviously. And this is $2,800 to purchase, to claim. And it is a signed piece by Neil. So we'll show the pan and scan of this one more time.
I wonder if Jay's allergies are hitting because Jay's been coughing today.
Well, allergies have been high the last couple of days. So. Like, it's probably the worst days for me to be in the art.
Yeah.
In the last 2 days, which are the last 2 days I've been in the art tourist. So. Okay, so Batman and Robin here.
Got that Adams timing.
Exactly. Okay. Next up. I have an Iron Man. Now this is the variant cover Iron Man, which, because I just found this at the very end, I did not pull a comic book. So the next time we see this, I will have the comic book. It also has not been priced yet, but this will be coming up for sale from us because, like I said, I just wanted to really show it tonight. I wasn't really prepared because normally I'll show the comic book. And we've had these as CGCs. This was our first variant cover we did under continuity. And it did introduce a new character whose name I forget. But I will have all that information next time we do this. But I just wanted to show that we have this as an original pencil and ink. It is a published piece by Neil. It was the Iron Man where they didn't want him to be Tony Starkish, but they did kind of want him to be.
What are you talking, Robert Downey Jr.-ish?
What did I just say?
Tony Starkish.
Yes, that's what I meant. Thank you.
You're welcome. So they wanted him
In
to
my
feel
mind, that's
a bit
what I was.
like.
That's what I was saying.
They wanted him to feel a little bit like our DJ, but they didn't want him to actually be our DJ.
Exactly. And it is a signed piece by Neil. So on Friday night, we will have, like I said, a copy of the actual comic book. We usually sell, well, with the piece, once we price it, you get the printed comic book as well as the original published piece when you purchase it. So if the only time we don't do that is if we don't have a comic book available anymore. Hello, Kelly Barrett. So this will be available next Friday with a price on it. But this is coming up. It is one of the pieces I found today. And then in other news, which we'll see how many people are actually listening to us here. So today, what's interesting is I had a big conversation yesterday with James Rosen. And James Rosen was writing me about the Ben Casey book. And we were talking about some of the problems that I hit with the Ben Casey book. And one of those problems was, like I said, Neil was laid down very strict rules on the Ben Casey book. And one of the rules was that I would have to get all the originals of the Sunday pages because he wanted his Sunday pages the way he laid them out. Because in certain newspapers, they changed the layout of it, and sometimes they left panels out. I don't know. I don't really know what the problem was. But I know he was like, no, it has to be laid out the way I laid it out, which is going across the page. So basically today, while going through the drawers, I found negatives of Neil's Ben Casey's. Now these are really old negatives. They probably are from the Bencasey strip. We're going to have to look at them. It was a good chunk of them. It may be all of them. I don't know. We're going to transfer them over to being positive, so I'll be able to see exactly what we have.
I was ready to tackle it, but Chris told me I had coloring.
And then we'll see where we go from there. So this may have answered a lot of the problems on the Sunday page front, which then takes us a little closer to being able to produce the Bencasey book.
Wouldn't that
And
be
I
nice?
blame James Rosen for that happening today.
And we
but-
also found one other negative. That was interesting. The bromo.
This old, maybe we'll show it on Friday night. This old ad for what must have been
Like an Alka-Seltzer
Alka-Seltzer. It's
equivalent.
called Bromo,
Bromo.
like Bromo Seltzer or something like that. But it was just called Bromo. And it has a lot of that Bencasey feel to it. So I would almost say it's got to be a piece that is around that same time period that we did turn into a positive to see what it looked like. So like I said, we'll look at these probably tomorrow and then, start slotting it in and see how much of the Bencasey book we can start filling up. And it might happen. And you can all thank James Rosen for cursing me
To find them.
to find it.
Well, you were
today.
going to go through the drawers anyway.
Well, I was actually going through the drawers. I'm actually looking for all our Buckingham hair stuff.
There you go.
And basically came across this envelope because I figure if I'm going to be in the drawers, I'm going to go through the drawers. So we found that today.
Well,
So-
I may start a painting of that pencil from Bromo, the face from Bromo, because that is a great face.
It is a woman's face, like the other women paintings that Zia has done. All right, I'm going to do a couple of pieces because it doesn't seem like we're growing tonight. So I don't know if I'm up against sports today or something else today. So I'm going to do a couple of pieces. We're going to call it an early night and we'll just move into our Friday spot and see what happens on Friday. Okay, I'm going to do Flash. So Flash is 8.5 by 11. Flash is one of those headshots that Neil does that we sell a lot of. This one is slightly bigger.
Oh, Kelly Barrett says Bromo Seltzer was a Baltimore-based company. The Bromo Seltzer Tower is part of the Arts District. Cool to have a Neil connection.
Do you have the positive?
I didn't print it and we
Oh,
turned
you
off the
didn't print it?
copier.
Okay. We'll show it on Friday.
It took some cleaning to get it because it wasn't so much a black and white so much as a dark gray and light gray
Well, what caused
but-
me to actually look at it was there's a big headshot that looks like
in the
Mom.
first panel, yeah.
And then
And
the,
she's doing
writing on it is like crazy. Like this man is
definitely vintage dialogue.
vintage, like, oh, it's our anniversary, but I can't go out because my stomach's upset.
Right.
And his wife is all upset.
And then she's
But
like,
the
oh,
way it's
drink
written, it's
some
like
Bromo.
hard.
Right. And then the last panel is, oh, it feels like, I know we've been married for 10 years, but it feels like our first date. All thanks
But
to
it's almost like they're getting
Bromo.
divorced over that he
His
won't
upset
go
stomach.
out because it's their anniversary because he had that upset stomach. So it's a great dialogue of a time period.
Yeah.
Would not fly today.
No.
But like I said, we'll pull it out on Friday night. We'll show you the Bromo Seltzer commercial piece. Again, it's a drawing. It's like a strip drawing. It's actually pretty cool.
Actually, we should write that down. Do you have the
I'll
ballpoint?
just write it down with all my other notes here.
Okay.
Bromo
So Bromo,
Seltzer.
Baltimore based, and there's a Bromo Seltzer Tower in the Arts District.
Okay. Bromo is out of Baltimore.
Because we also always forget to, like, when somebody gives us information, we don't write it down.
Seltzer. Well, because usually we're
Busy. I know.
busy
I get
moving
it.
along. So, okay, so Kelly Barrettson, thanks. All right, so this is $700 to buy. It is flash. What I was going to say is this one, because the paper is different, this one actually has a bigger space for the drawing.
Yep.
Neil kind of started shrinking his space a little bit. So this actually is a nice, large flash head. Again, a character that Neil doesn't do that often, mostly because he's not known for flash, but he does a very nice flash. It is a signed piece, and it is $700 to buy. And I will say, for an additional amount of money, you can get this colored on another piece of paper. And then you get that great coloring from Zia, which everybody loves when they get it. So think about that, because that is definitely a worthwhile venture if you can afford it.
Or crispy noodle.
Okay, flash is $700. Well, I don't feel bad. It's just
Snuffy nose.
stuffy nose. Called dust, or I don't know. Whatever paper does.
Whatever is. Well, that'll be dust.
When it starts deteriorating. Is what that, and I found a fortune cookie that was all crumbled bottom of our filing drawer today.
Oh
So I
boy.
was like, is somebody eating Chinese cookies?
Hey,
underneath?
you know, it is continuity. You
Over
will
our
find
filing
stains
drawers,
and
okay.
crumbs everywhere. Right, so this is a great Silver Surfer. I've gotten to color Silver Surfer my way twice now, and they both came out gorgeous.
And they're both different.
And they're both different, right? So it would be really fun to do another Silver Surfer. Maybe put him in a cityscape this time. Who knows? Maybe not out in space, but we shall see.
So this is $600 to buy, a pen and ink by Neil. It is a signed piece by Neil. Very nice pencil and ink work on this piece. And Silver Surfer is, I wanted to get Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four job that we did. He has a little appearance in it. Because I wanted to play with Galactus and I wanted Silver Surfer. So they gave me a little bit more Galactus and a little bit of Silver Surfer in the story. And this is a really nice Silver Surfer that Neil did. So this is $600 to buy, signed piece by Neil.
Actually, it'd be interesting to do a reflection of Galactus coming towards him.
That would be very cool.
That'd be really hard, man. That'd be a challenge. I gotta wait until I got time on that one.
Okay, we have a really nice Batman bust here. Again, this is on 8.5 by 11 paper, obviously much larger. A very stoic Batman here for $1,400. Pen and ink Neil, signed by Neil. And again, this can be copied and then colored on the copy for additional money. So again, 8.5 by 11 paper, $1,400 is the price on this. It's obviously Batman. Nice ink work on this one.
Nice velvety black on him.
Yeah, and it's signed by Neil, so it is a signed piece. So it's a great price here. And it is Batman. $1,400 to buy. I have this very cool Dead Man. Now this one we decided to actually color on the original art. This is $2,000 to buy. Pen and ink Neil. Color of the skin of Dead Man is actually Neil. And then Zia finished the piece. So this is a signed piece by Neil of Dead Man for $2,000. And again, this can go on the payment plan because it is original art. So 2,000 for Dead Man.
Pull up this scan here.
I think it's going to pull up that
There we
scan
go.
so that you guys can see the color work of Neil on the skin tone on Dead Man was very important to Neil.
Yeah, the idea to do pinks with the blues, I never would have come up with. But now that I've seen it done, I will have to reconsider that. I think he did the pink and blue because he didn't have a mauve, so he made his own mauve.
Good babe. I mean,
Because it used to be Dad would do all of his shadows using the mauve marker,
Mm.
and then he switched to the light cerulean blue.
So 2,000 on Dead Man. So on Dead Man, again, it is a signed piece. And this is actually an older piece that we found in the drawers that we didn't know was there. And was very happy when we found it. So 2,000 for Dead Man. I have a nice Soup's Bust Profile for 1,500. Nice pen and ink by Neil. This would color up great. Zia would make this very, well, yeah, I mean, you could do a nice sunset behind Superman here. You can make this very red, white, and blue Superman with blue sky. I mean, this can go many different ways in color.
And
Right.
Field says, I can't wait to get one of these. It will jump out at me. Well, you do know about our payment plan.
See, you make me feel better tonight, Zia.
I said payment pan.
It's not just me.
I has a payment pan.
So we do have a payment plan where you put a third down as a down payment on the 1,500. You can pay off the balance in monthly payments where you can control the amount. And then once it's paid off, then we ship it to you. So obviously, if you pay $100 a month, it's going to take a shorter time period to get to paying it off than if you do $10 a month, which nobody does $10 a month.
Right.
But obviously, you're in control of what you want to pay. So as long as we get a monthly payment, we're happy. And then once it's paid off, we ship it out to you. And at that point, sometimes people will say, well, I've thought about it. I'd really like to get it colored. And then we discuss coloring at that point. You're in control of your own destiny in a way. So again, great price, 1,500, 8.5 by 11 is the size of this piece. All right, I'm gonna do probably 2 or 3 more pieces. We'll go up to 9 o'clock. Call it, since we don't have a lot of people on tonight, and nobody got excited about my Ben Casey after being killed over Ben Casey for how long? Okay, this is BM-Forever Tommy Lee. So Z is going to pull up the pan and scan of this. Now this is an old piece. This goes back to Batman Forever, which was a million years ago in Batman movies. This is where Tommy Lee Jones played Two-Face, which I actually thought he did a pretty good job. A little over the top, but we were still doing movies that were a little over the top. And I will say that Tommy Lee on this piece of paper is very tight, and he's pretty big on the paper. This is, what size paper is this? This is 13 by 9.5.
Remind me to check for the scan and pan on this because I know I did one, but I don't have it on my computer.
Okay. So we don't have the pan and scan easily available tonight. It may have just
I goofed.
pushed somewhere else. But this Tommy Lee to buy is 2,000. This is a very tight, let me move this up here, a very tight Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face from
Finished pencil render.
from the Batman Forever movie. It is vintage for sure. Hello, Happy Towers. How are you?
Happy! Where you been?
So this is 2,000 to buy. Two-Face. And it is signed by Neil at the bottom.
Enfield says, I'm looking for a sketch. I'm going to rewatch the lives and pick one. Alrighty, Roo.
Okay. That's why we post up our videos in case you guys miss it. You can always just like scan through it quickly and see if there's anything you see. I'm going to do this one, Batman Aggro Pencil. We did a lot of pencils tonight. I've been in the pencil land. Oh, Happy Towers, no problem. We just figured you've been busy. And
We just missed you.
a lot of people have been missing. A lot of people seem to be very busy. So this is Batman Aggro Pencil. Susie is going to pull up, hopefully, the pan and scan on this one.
Yeah, no, I do have that one. I just have to pull it up on the list.
Now, this is one of Neil's pencil for himself. Now, this obviously, I believe, was a commission piece or a piece that he would draw for our show to sell. This is his pencil that he worked out. And then he would take this and probably blow it up on the copier. And then he would light box it onto another piece of paper. Because that's how Neil worked on doing a lot of the pieces that you see here for sale on the table. So this is Neil's pencil of a Batman who obviously is coming towards you and is obviously...
I'm going to whip somebody's ass.
Right, exactly. So it is on 8.5 by 11 paper and it is $700 to buy. And this, I don't believe, is a signed piece. So in this case, we will give a certificate of authenticity that will go with it that states that this is drawn by Neil. And it has an official hologram signature piece that we have that will be on that as well. So that you know it's coming from the Addams family. So this is $700 to buy. Really nice Batman. If you're into Neil's like pencil or how Neil works, this is a really great piece to own because it definitely shows it. And I will say, if you can do the pan one more time, that you know when you look at the face on this, everything is there. I mean, Batman is there. So that you know, the areas that he really wants to lock in, he locks in.
Yep.
I mean, he was a pretty thorough penciler. Neil was not, I mean, he would take this and then re-pencil and tighten up and then ink. So,
but all the anatomy is there. Yeah. Whereas a lot of other people, you know, they'll do the basic shapes.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe expressions, but they're hardly ever anatomy in their original rough.
So again, $700 is the price, and we refer to this one as Batman Aggro because he's angry and coming at you.
He's aggressive. And I will also mention, for those of you who buy the finished pencil renders, there are occasions where we can take the scan of the finished pencil render, punch up the darkness of the pencil so it looks more like an ink, and color that.
Mm-hmm. Which maybe we can show that. Maybe I'll make a note.
Okay. We're making a lot of notes.
Since we're
tonight.
making a lot of notes tonight, I'll make a note. Okay. Show taking the pencil.
We can certainly do it with the Tommy Lee.
Maybe we can do like a video and just post that of us doing it.
Sure. Happy
Yeah.
Gyra says he captures the movement and rhythm. Yeah, I mean, almost all of Dad's art, I would almost even say all of Dad's art, looks like a still from a film.
Yeah.
It's like you shot a video, you picked one frame because the motion is there.
Right.
It's just you took a still. You got a snapshot while somebody was moving.
Well, I would say that was the biggest change in his. When you like look at Ben Casey is very stilted, and then as he, moved on, that kind of stuff got better. I mean, even
Right.
in his commercial work, it got better. If you look at early commercial stuff, it's almost Norman Rockwell. It's more staged in a way.
Well, not only is it staged, but it's also like eye level camera.
Yeah.
That was another thing that Dad brought to everything is like he could put your view anywhere
Right.
and have it be accurate. The perspective is accurate, the anatomy is accurate, the lighting is accurate.
He's very realistic.
You know.
Which a lot of people sometimes didn't like. When he started out, a lot of people had a lot of problems with.
That whippersnapper,
That new guy on the
here
block.
at 19.
Right. The new kid on the block is wrecking the comic books.
Yep.
Okay, so what I have up right now is Batgirl. Batgirl is 11 by 14. This is a large piece. This is pencil and ink meal. This is actually colored by Jason Adams. And what I love about this piece is there's a lot of airbrushing that Jason did on this piece. Z is going to pull up the pan and scan so that you can really see the piece with the airbrushing. She has a fantastic airbrush background. The whole piece is pretty much airbrushed. With Batgirl, which again, Neil did not do a lot of Batgirl pieces. I can think of maybe 4 or 5 Batgirls that we've done. So Zia is going to pull that up. Okay, here we go. So he's got that beam of light that goes across, highlighting her helmet. Great moon back there. I always feel like she's out on some pier or something. She's got the Batarang. This is $1,800 to buy. It is pen and ink meal. Like I said, color on this is actually Jason Adams. Unfortunately, Neil did not sign this piece, so this will get a certificate of authenticity that goes along with it. And like I said, has that nice hologram signature of Neil's, and we say that this is an original by Neil. So you're covered in that respect. So this is Batgirl. The price on Batgirl is
$1,800.
$1,800 for an 11 by 14. Again, great price. And a very nice piece. Colored very well. Okay, next up, and this is going to be my last piece for the night, just
You're gonna
because
take a sticker off.
because we don't have a lot of people tonight. So Dee and I are gonna skedaddle a little earlier, and we'll be back on Friday. And what I'm noticing is maybe it makes sense to come on later, so maybe a little later on Friday. So just pay attention to what we post, because maybe we'll just start a little later on Friday night. And yes, it does have the signature Jason Moon on that Batgirl piece. So this is a really nice bust shot of Batman. Pen and ink
Good night, Kelly.
is Neil. Stay safe, Kelly. So this is pen and ink Neil. It has not been colored. It didn't say color by. I was like, wait a minute, Chris.
Nope.
Black and white. It hasn't been colored. The size of this is 8.5 by 11. It is a sign piece by Neil. Yes, we do refer to this as side-eye bat because he is kind of giving the side eye. It is $2,000 to buy. And this has a really nice feathery kind of pen work, cross hatching.
I would not want to get that side eye from Batman.
But it's a very like tight little drawing.
I would like instantly start behaving myself and be like, okay, what did I do?
It has a lot of inking on this piece. The size of this again is 8.5 by 11. And it is $2,000 to buy. It is signed by Neil. So, since this is going to be our last piece for the night, is there anything that anybody wants to see, whether I showed it tonight or I may have shown it another night that you would like to see? I'll gladly, if it's in my pile, I'll gladly pull it out. If there's something you saw tonight, obviously that's easy to pull out. So, anybody? I feel bad because Happy Towers just came on with us. Someone is flirting with Talia off screen. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, that would make him give you the side eye. So we've got 11 people on Facebook.
Yes.
But we have 18 people total watching, so I think we've got like 7 people on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't y'all say hi? Let us know you're there. We like to meet new people, and you are more than welcome to comment and join in. I will see your comments while you write them.
Brett says hello from the road on my way to Heroes Con. Oh, that's right. This weekend's Heroes Con.
No, yeah, 'cause the Peonies are on their way there.
Yep. Happy Towers says I'm going to watch the videos he's missed.
Well, if you go past Wendy and Richard Peony, tell them hi from me.
We had a really nice time with the Peonies at CradleCon.
Yep.
They're a very nice couple.
They're so nice.
They're so nice. And I think Z and I were honored to be able to spend the amount of time that we got to spend with them. It was amazing. And because conventions are so busy and there's so many people, and most of the time, by the time you're coming off the floor of a convention, you just want to go upstairs and die. Yeah. And relax from the day. So you don't really, as much as you think everybody socializes a lot at conventions, from behind the tables and creatively, those people, a lot of times we just go, a lot of artists will go upstairs because they have commissions, so they draw through the night.
Well, while we're at the show, we're at our table because the likelihood that we have somebody to look after our table if we want to go say hi to somebody is pretty slim to none.
Right, and then most of the time you can't leave your table.
Right, most of the time you can't leave your table. I know anytime I leave my table, suddenly somebody's interested in my stuff and comes by to purchase something and I'm not there. And when we're done, we've got commissions to do, so we eat real quick and go back to our rooms and draw and color and whatnot so that we're ready for the people that come in back the next day to pick up their commissions.
Right, well, Sam just said my feet are dead after a day standing at my booth.
Yeah,
totally relate to that. So that we don't end up socializing with each other. And what was nice was at CradleCon we did get to socialize with the Peonies.
Yeah.
And actually everybody was there. I got to sit and talk with Jim Salacrop. I got to talk to the Peonies. It was very nice. The convention ended a little early, so it gave us time to all sit together for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of conventions also go till 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. Before they shut down the floor if you're not doing an auction after.
Yeah.
So,
And
Yeah,
actually, Wendy was so nice with Jade because Jade's got anxiety. So Jade warming up to people is a slow process if it happens at all. And by the end of the day, when we were all packing up to say goodbye, Jade actually gave Wendy a hug, and I'm like, oh, that never happens.
well, because it was a much more relaxed atmosphere.
Yeah.
So it was nice. So anyway, we're going to end our show. And hopefully I don't know, because now everybody's going to be at Heroes Con this weekend.
Yeah.
So God only knows what Friday night will be like. We'll be with 2 people on Friday night. But definitely pay attention. We may shift our time slot a little bit. I don't know if we're going to go earlier. We may go later. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do.
So Victor.
So definitely check it out. If there's something you saw tonight and we're not on air anymore, definitely direct message us. I can take a picture and send it to you for you to see, or give you the information you might need. We do that an awful lot. And we're always around to talk to. So,
And keep in mind, this weekend at the Krusty Bunker, they're having a Neil Adams birthday / Father's Day sale. So check out the Krusty Bunker this weekend. And the following weekend, I will be at the Garden State Comic Fest. So if anybody is going to the Garden State Comic Fest, I definitely have a table for Sunday. Saturday depends on if they have a cancellation.
Okay, so that is Zia's schedule, and we will hopefully see you guys on Friday. And if you're going to Heroes Con, have a great convention. And Zia and I are going to say goodnight.
Yep.
And we'll see you then. So everybody have a great week. And
the Garden State is in Jersey, Morristown, New Jersey.
It's not too hard to get to. You can get there by bus.
Yeah, I think I put a post up about it. So check my Facebook, Happy. You'll see a post. And if you can't find the post, then DM me and I'll send you the information.
Right. Okay, so Zia and I are going to say good night to everybody.
Good night.
Have a good rest of the week. We'll see you Friday night at some point, or Friday day at some point.
All right, see you guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.